It's me. Okay, when you take into account how straightforward it is to use, how quickly you can get usable sounds from, basses to pads to leads, how thick and analog it sounds, and its 20-year history, yeah, Subtractor's the GOAT. Oh, quick sidebar. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe. I just passed 1,000 subs, and I really want to thank you guys for that. But of course, we have to keep the train moving. If you've watched a few of my videos, and you haven't subscribed, it's okay. Just do it now. Just do it now. Yeah. Okay, we're just going to jump right into it. The quickest way to show you how good this thing sounds is to make some sounds with it. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the Subtractor, but it's a polyphonic synthesizer. That's another thing. People might think it's monophonic because the audio output's mono, which, of course, again, lends itself to being a bass instrument, but it's so much more. But let's make some bass. First, it has a bunch of awesome patches as well, but we're not really going to do that. That's not how I use it. So from your simple bass pluck, which it's pretty much already set up to do easily, let's say this was so you can see I initialized the patch. You can just initialize the patch by resetting device. But simple bass pluck is easy. The fact that things are kind of hardwired makes this synth fast to use, and it also kind of gives you an idea of the typical routing of. It's great that Serum kind of isn't really hardwired anywhere, and you can route anything anywhere, but it doesn't give you an idea of the kind of typical routings that we started with, in synth history or whatever. So let's start with the thing it's known for, bass. We can come down a few octaves and make a simple bass pluck. Like this is like Synthesis 101. The filter one can be changed to anything, any type of filter, and filter 2 is always a low pass, and they're linked. They can be linked with this button, which means they just like move in relation to each other, which sounds cool if you're modulating them. I'm not really gonna get like too deep, but I just want to show you some sounds. Okay, so your simple bass pluck is so easy to make. It's already pretty much wired for it. The filter envelope is hardwired to the filter, so it's just quick. Let's get some more volume. You can change the wave. It comes with your standard waves, the ones you would expect: saw, square, triangle, and sine. But then way ahead of its time, it came with all these extra waves. There's like, I don't know, an extra 27 or 28, or it goes to 32, but there's the 5 north. It starts at 5. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, simple bass pluck. It also has this phase. I'm only using one oscillator, by the way. We could deepen this by adding another oscillator. Right? Make it a square. The mixer mixes between oscillator 1 and oscillator 2. Already you're off and running. Like too much. Sounds okay. Yeah, that sounds a little better there. Okay. Perhaps you're not impressed. I understand. Let's make a pad of some sort. Something that you wouldn't think of for the Subtractor. Now pads so the amp envelope is already hardwired over here, so you know that a pad swells in and swells out, right? And we can make some filter movement too. Make it go swell in and swell out. Maybe. Right? Let's add another wave. Move this up an octave. Add a little noise too. See how quickly? Oops, that's the wrong. But you're probably thinking, mono pad, who wants that? No one. But I like that it comes out mono. I don't need all this. I like that it comes out mono for bass, but then if you want to make it wide, you can. You know, add something that modulates. Sounds pretty sick now. We still need a little bit more volume. We could just do a little bit of this action. And then we could just pick a different one. Effective chorus is a good one. And then turn this down. I mean, listen to that. So nice. You know you felt that. Okay, so that's a pad. You're slightly impressed now. What else can we make? How about going back to bass? I'll show you that this can do a little hard sync with FM. It's hardwired already, and it's simple as far as FM goes, but it can do a few things. And basically, the oscillator 2 becomes the modulator wave, and oscillator 1 becomes the carrier. I think that's right. Yeah. So oscillator 2 is going to modulate oscillator 1, so you can hear it. Here, let me turn this up. And that's what FM sounds like. Basically, this sine wave is being modulated by that sine wave. And if I change the octave, it gets modulated even more. And if I modulate this knob to like open and close really fast using this mod envelope, I can just wire it to FM and then get a little amount with a pluck envelope. And you got that FM bass. Let's change it so it sounds a little. Super quick, super awesome, super usable sound. A lot of supers going on. So much super. Again, you can get a little extra with some pulverization. Whatever, you get it. What else? What else did I want to show you? Oh, I wanted to show you the waves. You know, there's the classic waves. And then above that, there's all these interesting... Oh, sorry, let me get to them again. All these, like, interesting waves. Here, I'll turn this up. There's, like, bells. Look at that. 14 right off the bat. I didn't even have to do anything. Here, let's make this one sound cool. We'll make it sound like lush and wide. We'll add that, and we'll add a reverb. Just a crystallizer. Loving that Sound Toys. Strings. Yeah, cinematic strings. Leave it full wet, because this is going to get weird. And check it. right? And that is Subtractor. I mean, it's capable of so much more than you thought, probably. And still one of my go-tos for sure, and will continue to be. I've fallen back in love with it. It sounds amazing. It sounds like a certain time, but it also can sound quite modern. Obviously, it's a beast for bass. Oh, you know what? Before I wrap this up, let me show you one more thing that you need to know for all my hip hop producers. Actually, anyone wanting the thickest of sub basses, just head on over this patch right here. I'm sure you've probably seen it if you've watched the Reason videos, one of them highlights it, but just so you know, it's called Dirty, is it called Dirty? Yeah, Dirty South Sub, this right here. If you're making trap or whatever, ooh, this sub. I mean, you can just go your whole career using that and distorting it in different ways. Oh, real quick, if you throw a pitch envelope on it, you can only throw it on one oscillator. It'd be nice if you could throw it on both, but pitch envelope on oscillator 1, just to get some attack. And then you can even mix towards 1. Just to get a little attack. You get the idea. You need to fine tune that to get it right. But yeah. And if you look at how they did it, it's so simple. 2 sine waves at the same octave, just one's a little detuned. Is that it? Yeah. Oh, and one of them has this phase minus thing. So the waves are slightly different and they're stacked. That's it. Straightforward. This kind of teaches you, the Subtractor teaches you how straightforward some sounds can be. So yeah, that's the Subtractor. It's a deceivingly vast synth once you get an idea of how you need to work it. And it's certainly a look into the history of synthesis, the way it works and the synths it's emulating. It sounds amazing. It sounds thick and rich and analog, and it kind of is that analog, synth that you think you may need to buy from whomever. You have it if you have Reason, and many others. Thor is amazing too, but I must say the Subtractor is the GOAT. Thanks for watching.